This is Chairman Lindblom, and welcome to the March 24th, 2022 Planning and Zoning meeting. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order and request a roll call by staff, by Rosalie.
Chairman Lindblom.
Here.
Vice Chair Slasher.
Here.
Commissioner Arnett.
Here.
Commissioner Swart. Commissioner Lawrence. Commissioner McGee.
Here.
Commissioner Hernandez.
Here.
Commissioner Montoya.
Here.
Commissioner Dan Zyson.
Here.
Chairman, we have a quorum.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rosalie. I'll go ahead and just read a few notices and how this meeting will be ran today. This meeting's been noticed in accordance with open meeting laws by Arizona Revised Statute, Section 38-431. And agendas are available within 24 hours of each meeting in the Maricopa County Planning and Development Office, and are also available on the Planning and Development website 1 week prior to the hearing at www.maricopa.gov/planning. The staff reports prepared for each agenda item shall become a part of the permanent record for each case. And with respect to the hearing process, cases will be considered in the order that they appear on the agenda unless otherwise agreed to by the commission. For each case, the applicant will be given a set amount of time to present. Anyone wishing to speak on a particular case shall notify staff via email or raise your hand within the GoToWebinar. The amount of time allowed for speaking shall be at the discretion of the commission chair, and staff will provide the chairman with the names of persons who have registered and noted a desire to comment. And so those registered participants who have raised, and for those registered participants who have raised their hand. The chairman will call on each named participant one at a time, and the chairman will conduct the virtual public hearing according to the bylaws and according to the rules established by the chairman regarding public comment. Votes will be done by roll call vote only, and the chairman will verbally identify the specific members responsible for all motions and seconds. And so with that, okay, we'll go ahead and jump into, well, I'm going to ask staff, are there any announcements or changes to the agenda? Let's do that.
Mr. Chairman, agenda items 2 and 3 are coming off the consent onto the regular agenda.
Okay, great. So we'll go ahead and move cases 2 and 3 to the regular agenda. And let's go ahead and start with our consent agenda. If staff would present the case. I think that's going to be you today, Darren.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. There is a single consent item S2021-018 known as Rose Estates. It's a preliminary plat for 601 lots in the R16 RUPD zoning district on 163 acres northeast of 117th Avenue, Williams Drive. That equates to 3.7 dwelling units per acre. There's no known opposition. In paragraph 19, you'll see a recommendation for approval subject to conditions A through O. That concludes our consent agenda at this time.
All right. Are there any questions by the commission to staff on this item? Are there anyone on the, is there anybody on the webinar that's from the public wishing to speak on this case?
There is not.
Okay, great. With no one wishing to speak, is there a motion that anyone would like to make or discussion on the topic?
Yeah, this is Commissioner Hernandez. A motion for approval of the consent agenda is presented by staff.
Second.
All right. All right. We have a motion by Commissioner Hernandez and a second by Commissioner Montoya. let's go ahead and take a vote.
Commissioner McGee,
Yes.
Commissioner Arnett,
Yes.
Commissioner Hernandez,
Yes.
Commissioner Montoya,
Yes.
Commissioner Denzison,
Yes.
Vice Chair Slasher,
Yes.
Chairman Lindblom.
Yes.
Chairman, that's an approval of a vote of 7-0.
All right, thank you. Let's go ahead and jump into our regular agenda. Let's start with case number 2, DMP 2021-004, Hidden Waters Ranch. If Jose, I think you're going to present on that for staff today.
Yes. Thank you, Chairman and Commissioners. These cases, by the way, DMP 2021-004 and Z 2021-141 are both for the Hidden Waters Ranch. The next slide, please. Yes, thank you. The subject site is located, the subject site is approximately 200 acres located within the Supervisor District 4, and the site is generally located south of the I-10 between 339th Avenue and 351st Avenue, north of Buckeye Road, and as shown in the image, just adjacent to the Belmont DMP. Next slide. Thank you. And the applicant is requesting the following. Item number 2 is for the DMP 2021-004. This is a development master plan major amendment of approximately 200 acres of the Hidden Waters DMP. And item number 3 is for the Z 2021-141. This is a zone change from Rural 43 PAD R17, RUPD PAD R16, RUPD PAD R2, RUPD PAD 2, IND2 PAD is shown in the highlighted image on the proposed DMP land use exhibit. That's the section of the DMP that the applicant is requesting the amendment to. Next slide, please. Thank you. The applicant is proposing the major DMP amendment primarily. The DMP amendment primarily changes a portion of the land uses in the DMP from small lot residential to industrial employment center and modifies certain stipulations as needed to reflect the proposed changes. And if we could go to slide 13, please. Yes, thank you. And as noted earlier, the zone change is essentially eliminating the residential zoning districts within the subject site and rezoning the areas highlighted to IND2 PAD. Currently, these areas are zoned from R16, R17, R2, RU43, and the land use designation, as noted earlier, is small lot residential. There are no violation cases present for this property, and since the publishing of the staff report, staff has received 1 letter of opposition from a resident located within 300 feet of the site. This was included in the handout for the subject case. The opposition is generally opposed to any new development in the area and stated that they essentially don't want any new development, whether it be commercial or residential. They're just opposed to any new development. The handout also includes an update to Condition E regarding impact fees, and the staff analysis found that staff is of the opinion that the proposed amendment to the DMP is an improvement to the Hidden Waters DMP land use patterns. Hidden Waters has previously been amended by a similar request that changes the north half of the DMP to industrial. As shown on the exhibit on the screen, the existing zoning on the south currently allows for multifamily and small lot residential development adjacent to existing industrial zoning, and staff believes that the subject request would create a more uniform area for industry and employment with immediate access onto a major transportation corridor, and that was the I-10 on the north. And as noted in the report, paragraph 17 of the DMP, staff is supportive of the request as the proposed land uses are in line with certain policies, goals, and objectives outlined in the area plan. And the DMP amendment and zone change would be more congruent with the existing land use designations and zoning of the site. And for the reasons outlined in the report, staff recommends the commission adopt a motion recommending that the Board of Supervisors approve DMP 2021-004 and Z 2021-141. And at this time, I would be happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you. I just have one question. This item was removed from consent to the regular agenda because of the one letter that was received that essentially said they don't want to see that area developed in any form. Did I catch that right?
Yes, Chairman, that is correct. There was one letter of opposition received. I translated a portion of that. The letter was received in Spanish. It has been translated, but that was the nature of the opposition. Is just the opposition specifically noted they don't want any new residential or commercial development, and they moved out there to basically get away from it all.
Yeah, thanks for clarifying that. I said mini form, but they did say residential and industrial, so there might be other things, but I don't want to put words in their mouth. All right, thank you. Are there any questions, any other questions to staff at this time on this case by the commission?
Mr. Chairman, one quick question, and I don't know if it's for staff or the property owners, but were all the public participation and notice actions completed as is required?
Yes, thank you, and Commissioner McGee. The applicant did comply with the posting of the site and the notification procedures required for the DMP and the zone change request. I believe the applicant has also, when the application was initially received, the applicant invited the public to a virtual meeting. And since the publishing of the report, the applicant has attempted to contact the individual opposed to address their concerns.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other questions? If not, we're happy to give the applicant an opportunity to speak on these. Well, just for clarity, we're kind of bundled number 2 and 3 together. They will require a separate motion, but we can discuss the cases together as they're related. But we will make separate motions on item 2 and item 3, if I am correct on that. Is that correct, staff?
Yes, that is correct.
All right, thank you. Let's go ahead and invite the applicant to speak if they'd like. I think we've got Kyle Baricello available today. If you'd like to present, just state your name and anything you feel that we should know at this time on the case.
You bet. Can the commission hear me? Okay, excellent.
We can. Well,
hey, good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. My name is Kyle Barcello, and I'm with RVI Planning and Landscape Architecture. Speaking on behalf of the property owner, 339th and I-10 LLC. And just wanted to thank Jose for that thorough presentation. And as he mentioned, as we've gone through this process, we originally held a neighborhood meeting. And at that neighborhood meeting, there were 2 residents in attendance, and they were more curious about the process and where we were at in the process, a little bit about the history of the site, what are we intending to develop the area. And there was really no general hard feelings about what we were proposing. I think there was a general understanding that this is a rural area, and while they'd like to see it remain that way, it's inevitable that development, as it continues throughout the county, it eventually reaches to where they're at, given its location off the I-10. As it relates to the letter of opposition specifically, our development team has reached out to this person in both English and Spanish. As we understand, she may only speak Spanish, so the actual property owner does speak Spanish. So we've attempted to call her about 3 times, and her voicemail box is not set up, unfortunately. In addition to that, we have sent some emails to that resident, and we haven't received any response. And this was really meant to just try to understand her concerns and if we were adequately addressing them. But as you all know, right now, as it stands today, there's an existing approved plan. Back in 2008, this site is already entitled for development. So should this proposed amendment not be in front of you today, theoretically, the property owners could develop their property as such. And with that, I mean, I do have a brief presentation if the commission would like to hear that, but otherwise I'm just available to answer any questions the commission may have.
Thank you. Yeah, we can ask questions, and if there's some opposition, I'll also give you time to come back and speak on that. I don't think anyone's registered to speak, but thank you for keeping that brief. And is there any questions at this time by our commission for the applicant? Hearing none, are there anyone that's registered or has raised their hand to speak in opposition or support of this case outside of the applicant?
Chairman Lindblom, we're not aware of any others who want to speak.
Okay. If not, we'll go ahead and close the public comment portion of this case, and we can speak about it within the group, and if need be, or I'll take a motion. Just if we do motions, we just need to do them separately. So,
Mr. Chairman.
Vice Chair Schlosser, go ahead.
Unless someone else prefers to, I guess my statement is that I'm prepared to make a motion to approve, but both cases. I just want to quote from the staff report. I think it says it all, that, excuse me, sorry, I've been under the weather lately. That staff considers this application improvement from the existing plan, that it's more uniform now for the area, and it's more in line with the existing zoning. So unless there's other discussion, I'm prepared to make a motion.
Any other comments? Go ahead, Vice Chair Schlosser.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve case number DMP 2021-004 as presented.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Yeah, Commissioner Hernandez.
Who was that second?
Commissioner Hernandez,
thank
I'll
you,
second that.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner Hernandez. So we have a motion by Commissioner Schlosser and a second by Commissioner Hernandez, and for approval as presented. And let's go ahead and take a vote.
Commissioner McGee,
Yes.
Commissioner Arnett,
Yes.
Commissioner Hernandez,
Yes.
Commissioner Montoya,
Yes.
Commissioner Dan Zeisen,
Yes.
Vice Chair Schlosser,
Yes.
Chairman Lindblom.
Yes.
Chairman, that's an approval by a vote of 7-0.
All right, thank you. Let's go ahead and, is there someone willing to make a motion on item number 3 as well, or any discussion? Motion or discussion? So.
Mr. Chairman,
Vice Chair Schlosser, go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to approve case number Z 2021-141 as presented to approve.
This is Commissioner
All
Hernandez.
right.
I will second that as well.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Saucer to approve and a second as presented by staff and a second by Commissioner Hernandez. Let's go ahead and take the vote on that.
Commissioner McGee,
Yes.
Commissioner Arnett,
Yes.
Commissioner Hernandez,
Yes.
Commissioner Montoya,
Yes.
Commissioner Dan Zeisen,
Yes.
Vice Chair Slasher,
Yes.
Chairman Lindblom,
I'm a yes.
Chairman, that's an approval by a vote of 7-0.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the applicant for being here and reaching out to the community and trying to learn of their issues, and wish you the best on your project. We'll go ahead and close the regular agenda portion of our meeting today, and just ask staff if there's any other items that we need to address before we adjourn. Not hearing anything. I have a note that Darren was going to discuss an upcoming meeting.
I'm sorry, I was just talking my head off and muted.
Oh, well, good. Well, you practiced, so now you get to say it a second time. It'll be even better.
You think they'd get it right this time? So the April 7th commission hearing is canceled, and then the April 21st commission hearing will go back to in-person attendance. So there'll still be opportunity to attend online, telephonically, and for the public to do so as well. But so we get to start seeing everybody again. And so several of you do not have county ID badges and parking clearance and all that. So just coordinate. That paperwork was in your orientation packets. If you don't have it, we'll email it out to you. Just coordinate with us. You can come down here. We can meet with you and walk you to that office. They've got pretty standard business hours. And what they do is they'll take your photo and give you a badge, and that'll give you clearance into the 4th Avenue garage, the admin building, and the BOS auditorium.
Wow. Well, it's nice to see the world freeing up a little bit where we can be back in person. I'm sure there's some mixed feelings about that, but I look forward to seeing your pretty face, Darren. So with that comment, I will go ahead and thank all of you for joining today. Certainly appreciate the commission and their willingness to serve and be here and participate, and you're a great group. So we'll go ahead and adjourn our meeting until see you guys April 21st, I think. So have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Meeting's adjourned. Bye-bye.